is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Coming up on Live at 4, Macomb Business is closing its doors next week. Find out what shop on the square is leaving.
Plus, severe storms have left parts of the Midwest flooded, including the Quad Cities. Learn how the community is being affected later in the show.
And a local pet owner shares her concerns after finding a sick raccoon a few steps from her front door coming up.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
But first, severe flooding in the Midwest is still ongoing after severe weather came through earlier this week. Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. I'm Terrence Black, filling in for Devin Brooks.
And I'm Ryan Hall. Nearly 20 million people remain under flash flood watches from Texas to Illinois. In Davenport, a levee breach on Tuesday has devastated the downtown. Camelia Burnell has more.
Crews draining the water.
Is the worst I've seen it since I was a kid.
Men on boats salvaging what they can. Downtown Davenport left looking like a lake.
I heard him yell, "The levee broke."
Mike Osborne lost his business on the same day he planned to hold his grand opening.
By the time I got back, about a block, walked back, the water was about 4 feet deep.
In the next town over, flooding did not stop the Bettendorf firefighters from doing their duty. With waters up to their chest, these men battled a burning garage just 100 yards from the Mississippi River. Recent heavy rain and melting snow is putting several riverside communities at risk. The Mississippi, Missouri, and Illinois rivers are all expected to rise to dangerous levels in the next few days. Voluntary evacuations are underway along parts of the Missouri River. It's expected to crest 13 feet above the flood stage, and parts of Illinois are already feeling the impact of the rains. Meanwhile, back in Davenport, people are beginning to look at what comes next.
I'm pretty sure we all come together, we all get together, we all clean it up, it'll be back to new.
In Davenport, Iowa, I'm Camila Burnell reporting.
This afternoon, the Mississippi River reached an all-time high in the Quad Cities, breaking the record set in 1993.
News 3's Andrew Ball, a lifelong resident of the Quad Cities, joins us now with more details on Tuesday's levee failure in downtown Davenport, plus what efforts are being made as the river prepares to decrust. Andrew?
Yeah, just if you're unfamiliar with the Quad Cities, the river runs east to west, so Iowa is actually north of Illinois in the Quad Cities. This blue box here is Davenport, where the levee breach occurred on Tuesday afternoon. I just want to make it known that the area in downtown Davenport, shaded in blue here, was already flooded. That is not uncommon. A lot of the riverfront in Davenport is parking lots and green space, and that's on purpose because the river usually floods once a year. So south of River Drive was already flooded. It's this red barrier here that collapsed on Tuesday here at Pershing and River Drive, sending water up towards 2nd Street in the downtown. This eastern portion of downtown sits lower. Now on the west side, just off the screen is a Centennial Bridge. Areas on the west side also flooded. They're trying to keep the Centennial Bridge open for traffic. Did cause some problems this morning. Another area I want to talk about is the Garden Addition in the city's west side. This yellow area here is an older neighborhood in Davenport, West Davenport, the Garden Addition. It sits lower than the river. So in 1993, this area was flooded. The red dike here along the Black Hawk Creek, city officials monitoring that very closely, making sure that that dike doesn't fail. If it does, that lower area of the Garden Addition will be washed out.
All right, thanks a lot, Andrew. We've learned a contagious disease may be infecting wildlife in the area after a Macomb resident found a sick raccoon in her yard. News 3 news director Jasmine Crichton lives south of Macomb. She says she found a raccoon behaving strangely in her yard after taking her dog on a walk last Friday. She says the first thing that tipped her off was that this was out in the middle of the day.
I got a little bit closer and then I noticed it was staggering around and it appeared like it was ill or it was like it was drunk. It was really strange.
She called the sheriff's office, who told her it's not the first time this spring that they received a call about local wildlife. She said the deputy also told her they've gotten a similar call about skunks in Bushnell. Crichton says she called the health department this week, but they told her that they didn't have any information about sick animals in the area. She says she wanted to get the word out to local animal owners so they can make sure their pets are properly vaccinated. There are some signs to look for. If an animal has distemper, the virus can cause a fever, or it might appear your pet has a runny nose or is coughing. In later stages, an animal may slowly spin in circles, tilt its head often, or have seizures. Distemper often is fatal. The virus affects foxes, raccoons, skunks, and dogs. In rabies cases, animals exhibit extreme behavior changes at the early stages. Animals will show hypersensitivity to light and sound, and foam at the mouth, and appear disoriented. Rabies is fatal, and unlike distemper, people can get rabies if or from infected animals.
The Macomb Police Department have added canines back on the force, but the dogs aren't owned by the department. Until they are able to afford their own canines, they will be having fundraisers to pay other expenses for the program. Police say that they need the dogs because of the increase of drugs and methamphetamine that has been seen on the streets. Detective Lindsay May says they're working to get their own canines for Macomb.
Our steps in the part of the program will be to, we've selected a handler, which will be Officer Sievers, to be our canine handler. He will attend a canine academy, and at that academy too, when he goes to that academy, he'll be selecting a canine.
The Macomb Police Department says they'll be announcing fundraisers for the canines on their Facebook page.
All right, coming up after the break, supplement use is on the rise. Learn the risk and benefits ahead.
National Broadcasting Society helps the future of broadcasting get the tools needed to succeed in an ever-growing media world. At Western Illinois University, the professional connections students bring to our chapter of NBS have opened doors to networking possibilities that students otherwise wouldn't have. The opportunities we are given as students at WIU allow us to make connections today for success tomorrow.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
I chose Western Illinois University because I could get involved right away. You're going to gain experience. I'm going to be able to just become successful right out the gate. I'll be a news reporter and eventually become a news anchor one day. I've always felt that as a strong speaker, I could be a voice for the voiceless, but as long as I continue to believe in myself, work hard, and show that I want to put my best foot forward, I think that anything is possible.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
This past weekend, more than 20 students performed 7 dance pieces. Each piece told a different story, and many dancers felt connected to the movement.
It means a lot to me. I had a personal connection with The Last Dance, so it meant a lot. It gave me a lot of closure, and it just helped me feel more successful and had me feel a lot of emotion.
University Dance Theater allows all WIU students to audition and get the opportunity to express themselves through movement. Well, a local business in Macomb is set to close. Sweet Shack 2.0 has announced they'll be shutting their doors on May 8th. The owner said the Bowl Brew House in Macomb and Sweet Shack in Blandesville will remain open.
Moving to health coverage, personal health is becoming more common in the U.S. According to the Council for Responsible Nutrition, 75% of adults are supplementing. This includes the use of products like caffeine, vitamins, and minerals. While supplements have their benefits, users should also take note of some risk. I spoke to university dietetic specialists to identify these precautions.
It comes in a pill bottle, it looks like a pill, it looks like a drug.
The FDA defines dietary supplements as products with ingredients that intend to aid your diet. This includes vitamins, minerals, herbs, and amino acids. People use supplements to fill in nutritional gaps that their diets may lack. And some people may just need an extra boost of energy. Whichever supplement you use, you should also always consider that every product may not be safe.
The consumer is really relying on third-party independent labs that are essentially confirming that the products are what they say they are.
Supplements do not have to be proven safe by the FDA before they are stocked to shelves. WIU Assistant Professor of Dietetics explains how this regulation works.
The FDA has essentially ruled that dietary supplements are regulated as food. And so it's remarkably easy to put a product on the shelf and say, you know, as long as you're not saying that you are treating a disease or curing a disease, you can really get away.
It is recommended that you speak to a doctor or specialist before taking supplements. A doctor can determine what supplement your diet lacks and help you avoid intoxication.
The most common dietary supplement found is a multivitamin, multimineral. So that includes all of your vitamins, your vitamin A, all of your B vitamins, vitamin C, D, E, K, and then as well as a mixture of different minerals.
This twice-a-day men's multivitamin at Walmart contains 16 essential nutrients in just 2 bite-sized gummies. Plus, 5 of the listed nutrients provide more than 100% of your daily recommended value.
There's definitely a concern of having too much all at once. A lot of the dietary supplements that are out there on the market, quite a few of them reach levels of what would be considered toxic levels.
Toxicity is taking in too much of a dietary supplement. This can result in mild to severe discomfort and illnesses. Like too much vitamin D can cause vomiting, bone pain, and kidney problems. However, many of us can get our daily nutrients from a balanced diet of fruits, veggies, and lean proteins, as suggested by the Department of Agriculture on myplate.gov.
That resource has a lot more information, not just what foods should you be eating, but what do those RDAs look like for the specific vitamin and mineral recommendations?
RDA is the recommended dietary allowance. It estimates the amount of nutrients to be consumed daily for good health maintenance.
Coming up after the break, we're dealing with the effects of lots of rain in the past few days.
Storm Team 3's Molly Naisland will tell us what our weekend outlook is and if we'll be drying up anytime soon.
On Tuesday, November 6th,
our state will be making some important decisions.
You might think it's not important,
or your vote doesn't matter.
But that's not true.
If you don't know how
or where to register,
visit vote.gov.
Make your voice heard.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
I want to be able to stand in front of a camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only people who are directly involved, but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on. And I like to be a part of that and helping people with that. Good afternoon and welcome back, Macomb. We are seeing those cooler temperatures outside today with those cloudy skies. Winds are a little bit stronger than they were yesterday out of the north at 10 miles per hour. However, that is keeping some of our rain at bay. We do have a high humidity, but a low dew point. And yes, guess what? We're going to be staying dry for the next couple of days. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later on here in this segment. Looking at the average almanac, again, we're colder than average, but that's not going to last much longer as we get into the weekend. We're not going to be getting anywhere near our record high, though, but we will still be warming up as we go into the weekend days. Looking at the surface map right now, again, we did have some rain move through the area last night and all day yesterday. We did definitely see that all day, but we do have a high pressure system moving into the area, which means that we're going to be seeing some clearer skies and not as much rain in the next coming days. Looking at the current radar, plenty of cloudy skies, and there's that high pressure system off to the northwest trying to move its way in and kick those clouds out of our skies so we can start seeing some sunshine. Looking at the radar here again, we do have that rain off to the southeast. We're not seeing it anywhere here in our area just yet, and we're not going to be seeing that for the next couple of days. Again, I cannot say that enough. I'm so excited to not have any rain. 56 degrees here in Macomb, Quincy at 59, and Springfield sitting a little bit toasty at 64 degrees, at least a little bit warmer than what we're seeing here right now. Tonight's temperature is a little bit colder with 44 degrees for the low tonight in Macomb. We are going to be seeing mid to upper 40s as our low across the region tonight. For your tomorrow, again, a little bit warmer with 62 degrees for a high, 64 in Beardstown and 63 in Quincy. So we're going to warm up just a little bit. Tomorrow night, we're going to be right around what we were tonight, actually, with mid to upper 40s for your lows tomorrow night. So if you're going to go out and do anything, just bring a jacket. However, that's all you're going to need, really. Again, tonight, low 44 with some possible early showers, but they're not going to last very long. Gentle winds out of the north-northeast, so not too bad tonight. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, but yes, we are going to see a little bit of sunshine. Don't worry about it. Again, gentle winds, but no rain. And for your 5-day forecast, yes, I know that looks like rain on Monday, but there's a small chance we will be keeping an eye on that, though. But look at that. Sunshine. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to be warming up into the 70s with some sunshine. Monday, yes, there is a little bit of a chance for rain. Tuesday, an even smaller chance for rain, but look at that sunshine and look at those temperatures. 75 degrees for a high on Tuesday, 73 on Monday, 71 on Sunday, and then 62 and 67 for your Friday and Saturday.
Definitely our future is looking bright with that sunshine in the forecast there. I had to do that.
Very bright futures, yes.
All right, thanks a lot, Molly.
Thank you, Molly.
Without the rain, it gives us, baseball players an actual chance to play their games, right?
Yeah, we'll finally, for the first time in a while, have a weekend maybe with no Saturday doubleheaders. Coming up next on Live at 4, you'll hear from WRU head baseball coach Ryan Brownlee, who I sat down with here in this studio earlier this week. You'll also hear from senior WRU softball ace Emily Ira about her growth as a Leatherneck. That's what's next in sports.
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand and said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh.
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
We're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
The first time I met Morris, the door flew open and I got this larger-than-life personality talking at the top of his lungs.
Hey, how you doing today?
Oh, man. Oh, I totally forgot. Hold on, let me get this for you. Oh. Just had a magnetic energy. So I thought, all right, we're definitely going to be friends.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do
lunch.
Why I love to do sports anchoring? Because, I mean, it's talking about sports. I decided to come to Western because I wanted an experience that wasn't like some other schools. I did color commentary for one volleyball game. I was terrified. I never did any broadcasting in high school, but when I was talking, it was all, staggered, and I had no idea what I was saying. And now I've done so many different games as a color commentator, play-by-play, now sports anchor. Every show and every game, it gets easier and easier, and I get more comfortable doing it.
Welcome back to Live at 4. I'm Michael Dine. The last half of the month of April was none too kind to the Leatherneck baseball team. They are 2-6 since the 16th of April and will hope to right the ship here in the month of May. Wednesday, they made the 2-hour trip north-northwest to Iowa City, Iowa to face the Iowa Hawkeyes in what would wind up being a heated battle. WIU put up a valiant effort, scoring 7 runs and for the most part pitched well, but it was 2 bad innings. It was a bad fourth in which they gave up 4 runs and a bad sixth in which they gave up 3 runs that would come back to bite the Leathernecks as they dropped the game 8-7. But things weren't all bad. C.J. Schaefer was the bright spot. The catcher went 2 for 4 with a triple and 3 RBIs. The road trip this weekend is a long one for the Leathernecks as they head to Tulsa, Oklahoma to face Oral Roberts this weekend. They will continue a nightmarish stretch of conference play, as Coach Ryan Brownlee knows all too well.
Nobody else in the country has had to go to South Dakota, North Dakota, and Oklahoma back-to-back weekends. We have to do that this year, but again, you can't use that as an excuse. You just have to manage guys' off days a little bit more. We try to mix in a little bit more off time for them just to allow their bodies to recuperate in between trips.
The good news for Coach Brownlee and the Leathernecks is not only are they done with the long trips after this weekend, they are facing Oral Roberts, whom they handled easily last time the two faced off in Macomb. In that series, WRU broke out the brooms and swept away the Golden Eagles. The one to watch this week is not a Golden Eagle, but rather a Leatherneck who was golden that first weekend in April. Drew Galassi homered each day of the series, and the total damage done to Oral Roberts pitching in that series was 3 homers, 7 RBIs, and a .600 batting average. Galassi will look to carry that success with him on the 505-mile journey down good old Route 66 to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Game times for the series between the 16 and 26 Leathernecks and the 22 and 18 Golden Eagles are as follows. Friday at 6 p.m., Saturday at 2 p.m., and Getaway Day, Sunday on ESPN+, and first pitch is at 1. Fresh off her final home series sweep against Purdue Fort Wayne, we talked to Leatherneck ace Emily Ira about her career. Ira says that she is proud to leave her mark in the program.
That was my goal from freshman year, and I think that I'm accomplishing it. I'm obviously not done with it. I have a couple more weeks here, but I think just knowing that this team has meant something to me and that I'll always be a Leatherneck and that my time here has been worth being here.
Emily Ira started her collegiate career at Western Illinois her freshman year, and during that year, she would record the Leatherneck first no-hitter since 2010. She had 136 strikeouts. That earned her a spot on the All-Summit League second team. Her sophomore year, she had her best year, earning Summit League Pitcher of the Year honors. She continued her stay at the top of the Leatherneck rotation her junior year. She had 170 strikeouts in 152.1 innings and earned Summit League first team honors. This year so far, Ira has a .259 ERA. If that holds, it would be the best ERA in a season of her career. Whether with her pitching, her defense, or her bat, Ira has been one of the faces of the softball program the last few years, but that did not come easily.
Those hard times got me to where I'm at today. I wouldn't be the pitcher that I am if I didn't have those struggles before. Every pitcher's going to have them, but knowing that that's not going to define you as a player.
Emily Ira and the 17-19 Leathernecks will look to finish the season on a high note, which shouldn't be too hard against one of the worst teams in the NCAA, the 4-40 Omaha Mavericks. They are 285th in team ERA, bottom 10 in the country. They are 285th in team batting average, 288th in runs scored. They scored just 2.39 runs per game. That is 7th worst in all of Division I. This comes at a great time for WIU. They are 9-6 in conference, tied with SDSU for 3rd. A sweep would go a long way towards ensuring a top 3 finish in the Summit this season. This week's one to watch is Peyton Abbott. P-Money, as the team calls her, should be money this weekend. Peyton's .298 average is top 3 on the Leatherneck. She is also the team leader in home runs with 4 and RBIs with 25. The The game times for the weekend series emanating from Westside Field at Westbrook in Omaha, Nebraska are as follows. Doubleheader on Saturday, game 1 noon, game 2 2:30. Getaway day on Sunday. That game time is 11 a.m. bright and early. The WRU track and field team is gearing up for the Summit League Championships. The team finished up the Drake relays over the weekend and made their way into the history books along the way. The 4x200 team composed of Sierra Long, Megan Reed, Amelia Peterson, and Bo Brasseur finished with a time of 1 minute and 41 seconds. That gave them a top 10 finish in their event. The time also was the 7th fastest event time in program history. The track team will host the Summit League Outdoor Championships May 8th through 10th right here in Macomb. Moving to the high school scene, the rain has been at the wheel when it comes to the Macomb High School baseball season. The Bombers have not played a game since April 24th. The team will play today and tomorrow. Today at 4:30 here in Macomb against Rock Island. Tomorrow's matchup against Galesburg is a rescheduled game from Monday. First pitch for that game is 4:30 here in Macomb. The Bombers are looking to keep a winning streak going. They're red hot, winners of their last 7 games. And on the softball side of things, the Bombers are looking for a change of fortune. The Bombers have lost their last 2 games in 10-run fashion. They lost to Illini West Thursday, 11-1. They also got shut out by Rock Island, 10-0 yesterday. Today they are off. The Bombers will look to get back in the win column tomorrow when they take on Lewiston at 4:30 in Macomb. That's the final edition of sports. The final word of the semester is next.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Summer is just around the corner and Wendy's introduces a new sweet treat. Your local Wendy's is now serving the Frosty Sundae.
The treat includes vanilla ice cream, cookie bites, and the best part of all, chocolate syrup. You need the cookie bites in there.
Right, I forgot about the cookie part, but the cookie, hopefully it's chocolate chip, but that's a good summer treat. I'm ready for the summer.
Good for a hot summer day. And I know we're not quite in those temperatures yet, but we're almost there as far as those temperatures and expecting some.
Almost there.
Guys. Yep.
So for your last final weather of this semester, Friday, we'll have a high of 62 tomorrow. We're going to start warming up, and we're going to start warming up as we get into the weekend with a high of 71 by the time we reach Sunday with a little bit of those sunny skies. Monday, there is a chance for that rain, but don't worry. We'll be keeping an eye on that with a high of 73. Tuesday, sunny skies and a chance for scattered thunderstorms with a high of 75. So we're going to start seeing closer to summer-like temperatures as we go into our finals week.
I'm going to say it again. I'm glad we're seeing that bright future in the next couple of days with that sunshine in there.
Yeah, the rain has been very depressing.
Yes.
I know, it makes me sad. Like, anytime I see rain, it's like, it's good nap weather for me.
Honestly, and you just don't want to go outside at all.
No.
I'm hoping that these Mayflowers are the best flowers of
they better
ever.
be. So
the new year.
They have to be the best ones.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much, Molly, and that is all for us today for our final show.
But we're online all the time. Stay up to date with us on news3wyu.com. You can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us this evening on our last Live at 4 of the semester.
From all of us here at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.